Yeah, so shout out to like all the channels that we got going. Yeah. Special shout out if you're one of the channels that are posted right now, I want to give y'all a special shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? For even watching, even participating. I didn't have to be here. But let's get into an actual real show topics and what's going on. Now, I will get into sports, but yet again, sports is tomorrow, so I'm definitely going to save that for tomorrow. A lot of things to talk about in sports. It seems like tomorrow I might have to either go an extra hour, you know what I'm saying, 2 hours or stuff. It's just so
So I'm
much
assuming they
going.
signed the contract.
Yes, contracts went down for the WNBA. Um, now the girls are worth 100. They in 100,000. Some are gonna be making millions. I don't know if we talked about it, but I know I've been talking about a little bit about how they was gonna expand the season, and I was like, yo, if they do this deal, they're gonna have to get more games. And somebody was telling me, I think it was MJ, and I mean not I MJ, but I think it was Doc that was like he not sure. But then when he did a little bit more research, he was like, yeah, I see now what you mean about them spreading out the season. So an article did just drop yesterday where they're going from 44 games now to 52. They had 52, which to me is a decent amount of games. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. I think for real, they should be at like 62 and stop right there until they get the expansion of teams, till they get maybe like another 4 years, then add more games to the league. Because in 4 years you're gonna add four more teams. After this year, when you add two each year in front, they're gonna be adding one new team.
So how many more games extra? So they're gonna be playing all through the summer now, all the way up to the draft. No, past the draft
Okay, so the tournament ends April 6th
for them.
for March Madness.
No, I mean for the WNBA.
Right. The draft is gonna be right after. I mean, now it used to be like 2 to 3 weeks after. They're gonna have to move the draft up to like a week or two after
That's what
the
I'm saying.
tournament.
Because yeah, more games, and that means
But then it was like the rookies might not come on, and they might come to training camp late. They might come on late. It might not be a super demand for them to come straight on to like training camp and stuff like that. Because in football got two training camps. And then you got some of the girls that are cross season leagues right now. There is a league going on right now in Europe, stuff like that. So there are leagues going on, and then you got the tournament, and that's really what it's about right now. Right now, it's really about March Madness and the tournament, and setting the stage for the draft because you are going to get Portland and Canada with a new WNBA team that's coming to the league. And from my understanding, they don't even know how that draft is going to go. It's not even formatted out. So right now, it's up in the air. Like the draft, who's going to go draft? Everybody know. Everybody knows in between LSU and UConn for the first two draft picks of what Dallas get the first draft pick. A good storyline for that is Paige Becker going to get her girlfriend AZ? Is they going to team up together? You know what I'm saying? And I was talking to Six Rings. I'm gonna call her Six Rings for right now because I just love that name about her. I was talking to Six Rings, right? Because Six Rings don't know that much about the b-ball. So I was like, Six Rings, check this out. Would this be a good story if you knew a girl went to the league, she did good from UConn, they won a national championship, and then the next year they had a chance to pick up her teammate and you know the chemistry is fire. So, and she was like, yeah, that'll be a good story. I'm like, yeah, it sounds good story. Paige Becker, AZ, good teammates, won a championship together. Now they at Dallas together. Great storyline, right? Sounds good to me. I can rock with that. And then I was like, but does this story sounds good? Paige Becker waits on girlfriend to come into the league so they can play together. I was like, does that sound good together? Does that sound like a good story? Sits around like, oh yeah, it sounds good. And you know people. I said, yet again, it sounds good. But are you even worried about the audience that's into that? Are the audience that's buying those tickets, buying those jerseys, are them the people that care about narratives like that? Are we worried about who's dating who in the league?
No.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Who cares about who you is spinning and bending?
Why would she wait for her girlfriend to come to the league? That's stupid.
Why wait? It's not technically wait. It's just look. I got drafted to the Dallas. We had a bad a bad season. We got the #1 draft pick. Who's the #1 draft pick? So called my girlfriend.
So she's not waiting. She's already playing.
She said, you got right there. What I mean by waiting is waiting for her to come to the league. But not that's waiting her to come to the league. She's coming to my squad. She's coming to my team.
Oh, you made
we
it
got the
seem
#1
she
draft
ain't
pick.
playing. You made it seem like he wasn't playing because she waiting on her girlfriend to get to the league. So I'm gonna stop playing. I'm already in the league, so I'm gonna stop playing. Oh, I thought that's what you were saying.
I do apologize, but no. I'm saying that.
I'm gonna say that. That's stupid.
I give it to you on that. I've said that we're already in the league.
Yeah, if you're already
we
in the
playing.
league.
Did we take our season for real, on purpose or not? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But take it as real. So whatever. Take it as real. My #1 draft pick is my girlfriend. Or this tall ass center from LSU, who technically is more beneficial. Technically, another rumor is you're finna trade a player for this #1 draft pick that you can go get from LSU, and I do believe it's more fundamentally.
Is it me, or it just seems like the LGBTQ is being pushed through the WNBA, not so much the NBA, but it's definitely being pushed through the WNBA.
It's definitely a narrative in the WNBA.
Have it to your fucking head.
It's definitely 100% a narrative in the WNBA. It's definitely a big product movement in the WNBA. I have been watching it for so long, and I still don't know all about that, but I still be shocked when you find out like this person is dating this person. You be just instead of dropping a mic, y'all drop the blunt.
What's the preference of your favorite basketball player? What's her preference?
My favorite basketball player?
What's her preference?
Oh, she's straight.
You sure?
Yes.
You seen her with a dude?
Yes. Bro, they be at games together.
Dude.
She's straight.
Not a transformer.
No, she's straight.
Okay.
And let me tell you this, and I'm gonna keep it 100. A lot of people thought about that by Paige Becker. Unless you really following Paige Becker, you thought the same shit. Until the world really realized that AZ and Paige Becker are dating, which a lot of us don't know because we don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? We just watching the game just to be watching the game. Paige Becker is very known. I just put up let me go to my charts real quick, y'all. Let me go to my charts. I'm glad I saved this into my chat. Paige Beckers in the WA has the third most followings on social media. So I say that by saying, even though we still don't know, you know what I'm saying, the majority of people don't know nothing about it, don't care. She got the most followers. When reality set in, that yet again, y'all went to go draft your girlfriend instead of drafting the next best player, because you know what I'm saying, that's going to be, you know, you could play with that as I'm playing with the narrative. That's all I'm doing. Because yet again, AZ deserved to be the #1 draft pick. She deserved to go with Dallas and play over there. Like, she deserves that if that's who they pick. I would get it. I would understand. You have a phenomenal backcourt. Your backcourt will look just like the Fever. And just like, who got the top-notch backcourts in the league? Fever, New York, LA, and Las Vegas. Top-notch backcourts. Got point guards, got a shooting guard that's cold. You got to watch out. You got to double. So, can Dallas pick that up too and actually get that too right now? Yes, sure did. I'm saying go for it, to be honest with you. Just to be honest with you, go for it. But that narrative, when that narrative break out, that's going to hurt a little bit. May not drop her following. People still going, but they're just going, it's going to sting some players. I mean, some fans. It's really going to sting. Because a lot of people just don't know. And I know that narrative is going to hit the airwave. What's the league start? Oh yeah, once she get drafted, #1 draft pick, big. You know that.
Somebody asked about that.
Boy, that's Buddy Demon, bro. Don't trip off that person.
All right.
To that person get their whole marketing idea together and actually like, come on, man, give me something that I can rock with. Like, come on, man. I'm not tripping.
He said, "Who's the ball dude?" Go back to the beginning. He said my name in the beginning.
Go back to my show. Somebody who's been here longer than you. How about that?
Right.
Did way more shows. But that's irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? I swear, when people are people. Let's switch over that. Let's go over that. People are people. And I'm a people person, and I understand people. I might not understand a person, but I can understand people.
What did you do? Listen, you got trolls too.
That's Money Demon.
Oh, man.
See, there you go.
Okay.
That's just Buddy Demon. Like, I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, without a further ado, let's introduce one of the new shows that's coming to the Brunlive crew. I appreciate it's coming. You know what I'm saying? The one and only Brown Coffee.
We're here for it.
Let's toast to that. Cheers, y'all.
Yeah. Burn copy coming soon. I'm telling you, it's gonna be raw. It's gonna be hard. Man, if any of my crew out there, I'm putting out a $200 challenge. I got a lot of people coming up to my shows, gonna be doing my shows. Look at her. You know what I'm saying? April is coming up. I'm gonna keep. I got all my stats. I got all my numbers. Whoever has the highest number of views on my show, I'm gonna throw them $200. I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it in the group chat. My team already heard me putting out. We already working on it. I promise you, it's going down. $200. Step your game up. Other than that, we finna talk about the most best president in the whole wide world. Your daddy, your father. He needs to come home and spank you. You know who I'm talking to. We finna talk about your daddy. Your daddy's home. Home for us. And the president be whooping your daddy's home for 5 byways. I need to holler at Usher. Where Usher at? Hey, check this out, Usher. I need you to remix that. I need you to remix that. I need you to throw the 4-5 up in there. By the way, Trump in the place. I'm sorry. I went too far. I can tell. It was the look out for me. But y'all, another big thing that is going on is the war that's been going on. There has been more reports of Irans and the strikes. Um, we do want more details. Y'all been asking for more details. So therefore, we always going to keep up. Without further ado, we're going to get into this story, news covering what's been going on in the war.
Follow all of the latest on Operation Epic Fury as the Wall Street Journal now reporting that Iran fired ballistic missiles over at the U.S.-UK military base known as Diego Garcia. Iran touting that it shows how far their missiles can reach, but it's important to note that reports indicate the base wasn't hit. I do want to bring in Lucas Tomlinson over at Fox News, joining us now live from Dubai with much more on that. And Lucas, as I mentioned, a lot of the information here coming in that it appears that those missiles did not hit anything there over at Diego Garcia.
And thank goodness for the world. One of the things Iran just demonstrated is just a few weeks ago, Iran's foreign minister said they don't have any missiles that travel more than 2,000 kilometers or about 1,200 miles. This missile you just described apparently has.
My bad. Press the roll button.
For years, Iran cloaked its ballistic missile program behind a civilian satellite launch vehicle. The Iranians were telling the world that we're only looking at putting satellites into space. We're launching space launch vehicles. That's what this program's for. But the concern from the intelligence community, from members of Congress behind you there at the Capitol, Josh, is that Iran was always working on its ballistic missile program. And what it also says is 3 weeks into this war, Iran still has some fight left, still has some capability. So the fact that, yes, missile drone launches are way down the war from the beginning of the war, it has been a steady drumbeat, though, over the past several weeks. Dozens of drones being launched from Iran. Some of them have been able to evade missile defense systems. They're hitting here in Emirates, from where I'm speaking. They're also hitting in Kuwait. One drone managed to fly all the way across the Arabian Peninsula and hit an oil refinery in Saudi Arabia on the Red Sea side. That's where, of course, Saudi's trying to move some of their oil thanks to the Strait of Hormuz being effectively closed. But back to that missile launch, is certainly concerning that Iran seems to be an example of their duplicity, developing a missile that can go twice as far as what their stated goals were for their missile program.
And I wanted to ask you, Lucas, because you are over there in Dubai in the United Arab Emirates, and we know that missiles have been fired overhead. We're talking about Gulf Arab states there. So what has the situation been like there in the UAE as all of this is playing out?
Okay, so Iran is fighting back. They counteract and shoot missiles at the base, at our military bases. Okay.
Which base?
Yeah, it said missiles at Diego Garcia military base.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I don't know where that is.
Yeah, me neither. Sense, you know what I'm saying? Eventually, they're gonna try to do something. When, you know, you're getting bombed and you're trying to protect your normal assets.
Did you know there's a way to become your own bank with
Your normal assets and stuff like that, which pretty much good.
Of the war with Iran, and President Trump has this encouraging message, quote, "We are getting very close to meeting our objectives as we consider winding down our great military efforts in the Middle East." Meanwhile, Saturday in America is uncovering several Democrats who appear to have flip-flopped on the nation's threat level. First up, Senator Chris Murphy.
Yes, it is true. Iran is closer to a nuclear weapon than ever before.
A military action to eliminate Iran's nuclear program, just totally unnecessary.
And then there is Democratic leader Chuck Schumer.
If the sanctions fail and military action is warranted, a re-elected President Obama is far more likely
Go sit the fuck down.
To launch that kind of military action, probably in concert with Israel. This administration is signaling more escalation ahead. This is insanity.
And here's Vice Chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee, Mark Warner.
I would hope that we could continue to ratchet up
Yeah,
pressure from not just our sanctions, but also more of the Europeans as well. We've got to try to find ways to get rid of that regime, though. There was no imminent threat to the United States, and I don't believe there was even an imminent threat to Israel from Iran.
But if Democrats think that their theater is hurting President Trump, CNN just issued a brutal fact check.
The president's overall approval rating, it's the same. It's the same. It was 41% before the current war in Iran started, and it is 41% now. So despite, again, all the hubbub, despite all the critics of the president of the United States, what we are seeing right now is a president.
Your daddy's home for 5 by way.
Calling another man daddy's crazy.
'Cause Trump is all up in the place. Boy, stop. Stop. Applaud that man when that man doing a good job. Boy, y'all be hating so much. I done started just I laughed myself to sleep at the rhetoric and things that y'all be putting out about Trump. It's just like, come on, man. Come on, guys.
What are you doing a good job at?
Everything. What is he not doing a good job at? Huh?
See, that's the pinnacle of dick riding. You think you're doing a good job at everything?
I mean, you dick ride too, so, you know, we can, you know.
Like what?
You want to slob on a knob, you know, go ahead.
Okay, explain.
All right. I know. It's okay. When you do, it's okay. When I tell my president's doing a good job, it's, oh, he's, you know, it's just amazing to me too.
Well,
apparently
Trump is at 100% approval rating.
I think we just saying what I think we just saying 41%, right? 41%.
Put it on the screen. Sure.
No. 41%. 41%. But, you know, we know that 41% is probably a little bit higher. You know, they ain't gonna tally it. They don't want. We're never gonna make president look official numbers, but it's okay. We're cool with 41%. We understand that 41% looks very competent and strong.
Hold on, it depends on what poll you're looking at.
Let me click this back up, and I think this is CNN, and whatever poll that pulled up over the war, over the military action war. So yeah, this is what that's talking about.
Oh, approval rating over the war? Because that's completely different from the president's approval rating.
Oh, that's another.
I'm glad that it's light. It's not obnoxious.
Mm-hmm.
So, since that just didn't go nowhere with you. My God, this is beautiful. Yo, in other news with the president decriminalized marijuana weed is giving opportunity for a guy in Tennessee and another guy in Virginia to actually put up a law to where they're trying to fight for people that smoke weed to actually get their gun license, and I'm very advocating for that. I'm so 100% advocating for that. Lord, they need to hurry up. Whatever needs to happen. If I need to start it out here with getting signatures and stuff like that, I appreciate even the conversation of, because us not being able to protect ourselves just like anybody else could be able to protect themselves is sort of ridiculous. And soda is like extremely ridiculous. And let the fight begin. Cause we gonna be toting and toting. But yet again, I think that is a stream, something needs to be really looked at, really digest, and hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. These people at this round table around here are going to argue that Trump is losing the war in Iran and in Israel strikes. Let's see what they got to say. I bet there's going to be some interesting narratives, or as Kick-Ass Nick would say, propagandas.
One is whether it's credible that the United States would just simply not know that Israel was going to do something like that. And then the second thing is Netanyahu saying we acted alone. Not sure anybody is disagreeing or disputing that part of it. I think the question is, not whether they acted alone, but whether they did so without any knowledge from the United States.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a difference between the military's coordinating and President Trump personally approving a strike, right? I think that it's, to me, I don't know what happened. I think I do know that the Israeli and the U.S. military absolutely knew about this strike, but I don't know whether it moved up the chain or not.
Do you really think it's possible? Sorry to interrupt you, but
no,
I think that's extraordinary if that's true.
It might be
true. If
true.
there is military coordination.
It might be true. This goes back to where, if y'all remember this, I don't know if y'all do. Y'all remember where Trump told the Democrats, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Y'all should be killed for telling other people not to go against my orders. Where Democrat put a statement out talking about if the president says something that's against legal orders, you have the right to disobey it. That's basically the narrative. That's basically what it was back then. So by them saying that, they're using that narrative then now saying like, look, if y'all supposedly had known about this strike, if this strike was not necessary, has no purpose, has no reason, he's just doing this just to be a bully, as the American people would put it, then the military people had the right to not obey what Trump told them to go do because it was against so-called the law. That's the narrative that they're trying to put out for the American people right now.
On something as serious as a LNG, a gas field attack, that would not make it up to the president?
I mean, I don't know. Things happen. I don't know if you've ever been around in the Oval Office and how busy the president is and the prime minister's coming in. I don't know. Things happen. I've been in the middle of where, you know, the DNI has been accused of how could you possibly not know? Well, he was busy and no one told him. Maybe it's possible, but I think that's not even the point. The point is that Israel did this on purpose. They did this in order to escalate, or they're really, really dumb about what Iran is capable of doing and what they think. Because it is so obvious after the Karg hit and the escalation that this was going to happen.
I think it actually is very important whether or not the United States was given a heads up on a huge escalation by the Israelis that's attacking Iranian oil infrastructure, which resulted in retaliatory attacks on Gulf infrastructure, which is tanking the world economy and affecting the pocketbooks of every American citizen. So, yeah, I would like to know. And it's pretty clear that the White House put out opposite signals. Earlier, they said they were putting out to reporters that they were briefed and it was part of a means to pressure the Iranians to open the Strait of Hormuz. Guess what? That didn't work. The Iranians escalated. And then later, Trump said that he didn't know. And then the Israelis leaked that he did know. So, yeah, I think it's worth figuring it out. But it just goes to show you, as President Trump has said, as Tulsi Gabbard testified today, U.S. and Israel are on different pages. They're operating from different objectives. They want different outcomes. They have different estimations of how long the war should last. They have different targets. And that's a problem. That's a huge problem.
I think to piggyback a little bit on your point, it highlights one of the greater problems people have, because even if Democrats, as they should say that Iran's naval capacity has been decimated, one of the largest sponsors of terror has been depleted, their ballistic missiles have been depleted. I mean, all of those things can be successes as you're talking about what the military objectives are. What we still don't know is what the cost is, what the human cost is going to be. We don't know what the cost to everyday Americans is going to be. We don't know if we're going to have to put boots on the ground. And all of us around the table, if we're intellectually honest, we know that if one of our objectives is to go in and make sure that they don't have the ability to have a nuclear program, we're going to have to put boots on the ground to achieve that. So I think that what we want.
So you give them props about accomplishment. We knocked out their naval. Their naval is one of the main reasons of what's going over there, because the ships having oil wasn't making routes because they were getting seized and taken over by all them little islands by other, I'm just calling them pirates because I don't know the true definitions of what they're called. You know what I'm saying? But yet again, I understand pirating is real, and that's when you overtake a ship by water, by sea, by force. So if our narrative was to knock that out for yet again, and I do remember the argument was like, why is we doing that when we don't even receive oil from there? Other countries of the world receive majority of the oil that's getting seized and stuff like that. I looked at that moment, it's like, okay, what's wrong with helping out other people? They may not be our true allies, but yet again, if this is a main world problem, if you know what I'm saying, because I know we probably gonna disagree or to agree, I don't know. But if this is a world problem, why not try to solve it the best way? Who's the best way, the quickest way to solve it? It's us. And true indeed, I heard like, well, if that's the thing, you would think other countries would put in. Other countries probably ain't got a strong enough military. And, you know, I get it. Other people don't want to go through casualty and uncertainty. But that's the majority of war. If you knew every calculation of war, you know, us conspiracy theories people would look at that like, yo, that's not a real war then. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? That's propaganda. That would be propaganda. That would be fully propaganda. Because yet again, y'all know exactly what's going to happen at this war. Y'all might as well put this shit on pay-per-view and televise it. Other than that, that's why it's strange to me to hear that success here, success there, but we don't know the cost of it. We don't know this of it. We don't know the gist of it. The gist of it was to free up other countries and try to get stuff to move a little smoother. We get, I think, what, 20% of the oil that does come through there? If we get that small percent, I want that small percent to run smoothly. I don't see the problem with that. But yet again,
and what most people want and what most average everyday Americans want is, while it's taking us more dollars at the tank to fill up our gas tanks every single day just to do our nominal task, we want to have clarity. We want transparency and we want honesty. Like, even if you were to say, which I said at the beginning of this statement, about the successes of some of the military objectives, true. The question is, what is the off-ramp? We thought at the beginning of this, we'd be out of this by now. And what is the cost? And no one's been able to articulate that at all.
So one of the parts of this that kind of merges what you're both saying on this either side of parts.
I wish I could screenshot the shit out of this part right here and zoom in on those notes. For some reason, I want those notes. I want those notes right there. Because, man, I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? She's following that motherfucker down to the T. Down to the T. Is this scripted? CNN scripted? He says this. He says that. It's my turn. I say this. Yet again, if that's true, that leads into what Kick-Ass Nick was talking about with the propaganda. It does. But yet again, I ain't never seen that view like that. We had all your papers out. Damn, now that should be all neat. That should be neat and tucked. She got that shit out. I need,
of this that kind of merges what you're saying on this table. If we are not the ones driving the tempo and the escalation of this war, and in fact Israel is, this is a question that was posed to the Secretary of Defense today. Why are we helping Israel prosecute this war if they're going to pursue their own objectives? What is the answer to the question? Are we controlling the tempo, or is Israel controlling the tempo?
Well, look, the president said today we're coordinating, we're allies here, but it's perfectly reasonable to believe that we do have different objectives here. Our objectives, I don't think, have really changed. We don't want them to export terror. We don't want them to have nuclear missiles. We've taken out the Navy, and these are our objectives. Israel has to live with this in the neighborhood, and Israel, of course, for them, this is the finishing off of what was done to them on October the 7th, which will never happen again. So it's reasonable. It's reasonable for us to have different objectives.
Is the answer to the question that Israel does what it wants and we just have to live with it? Because that's the question the world is asking themselves. If Israel decides to continue.
What do y'all think? What is y'all answer? What is y'all opinion, I guess?
I'll let your friend talk first.
I wanted to finish hearing her statement before I made my opinion, honestly.
Continue moving up the escalation ladder, attacking energy, retaliatory attacks.
Well,
that's not just Israel's problem anymore. That's the whole world's problem suddenly.
Well, look, it sounded to me today like President
Yet again, what is y'all opinion? We just gonna sit back and let Israel do whatever. We don't care. If we think that we're running shit, we're bullies.
What's your opinion, Bern?
Okay. What are y'all opinion? Because I asked y'all what's going on.
I don't really have an opinion, to be honest with you.
Well, what are we forming an opinion about?
You know what? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And the next time they're watching this, this has been the Brunlive. I'm out.